Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
And I'm Chase.
and you're watching Heavy Metal Breakdown, our latest adventures in the exciting and kick-ass world of heavy metal. And, uh, man, okay, so we've got a couple of albums to discuss today, and I think our new release, holy shit, is one. It is quite a doozy. So let's get right into that. Chase, tee that up for us if you wouldn't mind. Words are hard.
Indeed. Okay, up first we have Coffin Hunters Cosmic Dawn, released independently June 17th, 2026. This is Coffin Hunter's third full length release, and holy damn. Nick, please take this. Just take
Uh,
it and run.
okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Okay, I checked out their earlier material. Okay, their previous releases. This is their third album. They had an EP as well. That other stuff is good, but this is amazing. This album is a. I'm sorry. I'm like, how do I want to phrase this? This blew my mind. Like how good this was. Like I love this so much. It like not only is this one of the best albums of 2026, it's one of the best albums we've ever talked about.
I've got to agree.
Yeah, this
Holy
is
shit, dude.
yeah, like I said, their other stuff's good, but this album is a triumph, dude. It is wow. Um, Super 70s without getting into the boring stoner stuff, proggy without being
Mhm.
sleepy, um, soaring power metal vocals that make me think of Fates Warning, you know, uh, Crimson Glory, Queensryche, that sort of metal voice, right? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
but again, with all this 70s stuff, it's like it's deep purpley, with the organ shit, right? You know,
Yeah.
the guy all I'm gonna do a lot of comparisons and I'm gonna do a lot of name dropping, so I'm sorry, but that's just how I'm gonna describe this, okay? Uh, the guy, this sort of reminded me of the band High Spirits, but like you like taken to the next level, okay? Um, Vocally reminded me a little bit of Dave Byron from Uriah Heep, alongside with all those
Oh, there we go.
power metal guys. But like, uh, uh, man, like, uh, and like all this great 70s dual guitar stuff, thinking like 70s Scorpions, Priest, UFO, Thin Lizzy, like, wow, this is a tour de force. Like, we were gonna talk about album highlights. I'm like, Jesus, like this, I loved every song. I mean, like,
Yeah, it's banger hangers through and through. Like every song's not a hit, like a radio hit per se, but like something you could just like you could choose any random track. There's like 8 tracks on here. You can choose any one of them, play them for your friends, and your friends will probably be like, "Yeah, yeah, who is that? I need to know."
yeah, this is great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, okay, like, so, like, Skeleton Key and the title track, Cosmic Dawn, I think they put those out as pre-album singles, and they're great tracks. But, like, album opener, Isle of the Dead, it simultaneously made me think of Van Halen, okay? But
Yeah.
also, but also, like, Panic Attack from the last Priest record, you know,
Oh,
that cool lick that opens that. So I'm comparing this to a lot of stuff, and it reminds me of a lot of things. I am not calling this derivative by any means. This is wonderful stuff. This is heavy metal triumphant, dude. And like, I love this. I hope these guys are from California. There's a chance we could actually
yep.
see them, and
Yeah.
that's exciting. Because I want to. Holy crap! This is a phenomenal record. I mean, this is easy. This is going to be easily in the top 5 records of this year. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like we're talking about this again on that year-end episode. I'll tell you that right now. This is wonderful. I listened to this just over and over, and like just like so many layers of like delicious shit, like all the stuff I like all the best 70s heavy metal or heavy metal adjacent stuff, and all the
Yeah.
great US power metal shit from the 80s combined into this beautiful heavy metal package. And it's just, oh, just the layers, just peeling that onion, man. There's more shit every time you hear it. This is 10 out of 10. Love this album. Holy crap. Love Coffin Hunters.
Yeah, man. Like even they have a ballad on here, and even the ballad's good. That's usually a mark of a good band, is that you can make me go yes to a
Yeah.
ballad.
Yeah. But like,
uh, yeah.
yeah, keep going. Yeah. Yeah, Give Up the Ghost was really good. Red Horizon, like, oh my God. I
Oh,
just,
sorry, you cut out there for a second, or I cut out. Couldn't really tell. But yeah, the ballad "Last Nail in the Coffin" is great. Yeah,
yeah, so good. Oh my God. But yeah, I just love this album. Holy crap. I mean, I want everybody needs to hear this. Like, I cannot, we've listened to a lot of stuff this year that we've like, hey, great, I really enjoyed that. I'm like telling everybody, you got to hear this record. This is so good. It's phenomenal, man. Um, so I love this. Just love it. Horns way up. Do you have more stuff to say?
yeah. Uh, Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, Red Horizon and Blood Moon were tied for my favorite track, but Blood Moon pulls it forward with its this crazy solo in the middle of it, and the keys that kind of underline the last
Oh,
verse.
yeah.
Just pull it all forward. But they both have this like frantic galloping pace with like this fun lead riff that flows into a catchy ass chorus. I love it. And Give Up the Ghost was great. Sounded like something
Yeah.
actually that one had a little bit little bit personal stuff pulling for it. It sounded exactly like stuff that my aunt and uncle would listen to when we went camping.
Oh,
They were
okay.
into like a lot of the '70s proto metal. Like they both loved Rainbow,
Oh,
and they both
rad.
loved early Scorpions, Uriah Heep, Manila Road, and all that. So that's
Oh my
all just
God.
like bouncing around in my head.
Wait,
Yeah,
your aunt and
right.
wait, your aunt and uncle were into
Yeah,
Manila Road? Really?
yeah, dude.
Wow,
I mean,
that's
they're into
awesome.
tons of stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
they like Bruce Springsteen is like one of their favorite acts ever, but they listen to like everything.
that's
Crazy.
cool. That's cool. But yeah, man, this really gives off like again, it's just like a perfect marriage of like classic metal. It's a like totally distillation of like classic 70s and 80s traditional heavy metal. Like so like yeah, the proto metal meets power metal sandwich. Mwah! No notes. This just rules. Uh yeah. Are do we have any do you have any more to say here, Chase?
The guitar solo in Cosmic Dawn was fucking tasty. I loved
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
I actually, yeah, a little like this is. I heard Mark Knopfler in there. Like, I know that that's not quite in the vein of what we're all listening or what we're all referencing earlier, but it totally was like a Dire Straits solo in that. And I thought
Interesting.
that was great.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't catch that, but I'll tell you, I loved every note of this album. This was just wonderful. So I can't recommend this harder. Like holy crap, love it. Um, but yeah, if we're good,
Yeah.
are we cool here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
Well then let's move on to our next segment. Man, yeah, check out our Coffin Hunters, everybody. Holy crap. But yeah, let's do our next segment, Chase's classic album. And what do we have this time?
Oh, okay. Well, up next on Chase's classic album, we have Metallica's self-titled album, also known as the Black Album, released August 12th, 1991 on Elektra Records. This is Metallica's fifth full-length studio album, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the only album we've covered that's won a Grammy, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I don't know yeah, about the Grammy status of things that we've discussed, but uh, love it or hate it, this album looms incredibly large in the heavy metal conversation. Um, I was never a hater of this because the five mega hit singles from this were my introduction to not just Metallica but heavy metal basically. So like I didn't know what thrash metal was. I didn't even hear these songs until like 1993 at the earliest. So like I'm like, sorry, I didn't even know what thrash metal was, so I can't be mad that they didn't make a thrash metal record this time, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but it is heavy metal, and it is a cool album despite its, its hugeness, okay, but yeah, why don't we? It's the Black Album. We can't not go track by track on it, okay? Um, are you
Yeah.
game for that? Okay. Um, so
Sure.
okay, so Enter Sandman, sure, it's overplayed, but not to the point where I'm like, oh man, turn it off when I hear it. But it's just kind of like just disappears into the ether for me. It's kind of one of those. Like it was important, at the time, but
Yeah.
uh,
I actually haven't heard most of the songs on this album for a while. Like it's been a minute since I've heard most of these. So the opening notes of Enter Sandman just took me right back to middle school. I was just like, oh yeah, okay.
yeah,
But I'm right there with you too. I'm not a hater of this album at all. It's solid. I don't. And again, yeah, we weren't like we were like just budding like music fans in general at that point. We didn't have the wherewithal to be what the hell is this? Like
right.
yeah.
Yeah, we certainly were not like 8 years old, coming up from the metal underground and have a room to be mad. I was 9 when this came out. Like yeah. So um, yeah. So but yes, I will say track 2, Sad But True. I loved that one. That was probably the first like, oh yeah, I like that a lot. Of course, when I was a kid, I thought they were saying Sad Patrol because I didn't know anything. Um,
Bad
uh,
Patrol.
yeah, right? Like I'm like, forgive me, I'm like 12, okay? Or like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, and like that's a good song, whatever. I will say, over on a whole on this album, I really think it's like Hetfield given like his career defining vocal performance, you
Yeah.
know, and it's also,
Yeah.
and boy, this album is the pivot point in their career. Like it's fully heavy metal, but they're definitely like, okay, it was anyone's guess what they were gonna do next, right? you know.
Yeah.
And Hetfield becomes even more of a singer later, but this is where he starts really like, okay, we're figuring out like things that we can do, and sometimes like less is more lyrically and musically. We're sometimes less notes, it's like gives more power, and so it's an interesting. This whole album is an interesting artifact, right? Um, but um, I think it's kind of like it gives overall, it gives like off the spirit of what this band is. Like,
Okay.
if I was going to point to one record from their whole career to kind of be like, yeah, that's kind of the one that kind of is um, the general sense of this band, I'm going to give it to this album. And thrash metal me actually going to be so mad about that. But like, come on, guys, like take the stick out. Like, it's a good album, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Dare I say, great album. Yeah, some of these songs like are a little overplayed, but we're gonna get through that. Go ahead.
My mom, like, she's not a metalhead by any real stretch of the imagination. She likes the Black Album.
Sure. It has.
Like,
Here's the thing, because it's like it
that's,
has a heavy metal thing. It's a totally a heavy metal record, but it managed to have that mass appeal. Yeah, it has a couple of ballads on it, but they're powerful, and and but yeah, and we'll talk about those. Track 3, Holier Than Thou. I guess it's sort of an anti-religious something or other. Maybe it's about televangelism. I don't really know. But that's a good song. I've always liked that one. What do you think, Chase?
Nice and Driving. Yeah, I like that one too. Lyrics never really landed on me, so I couldn't tell you what it was about. But yeah, I don't skip it.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. But it's one of the songs that's kind of like that touches on thrash metal on the album because it's really not a thrash record. But
Uh,
but yeah, it's one of the more up tempo numbers and yeah. So I like Holier Than Thou. And then we get the Unforgiven, and it's this sweeping. It's an epic ballad, right? And um, I'm not always in the mood for it, but when we were going back and revisiting, I'm like, oh man, okay, yeah, there's it's weird to like do something that sounds really sensitive but also like tough, and this song kind of
Yeah,
like strikes that
that is what that
balance.
is. It's good.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So I like it. Yeah, The Unforgiven is a great song. It's a classic from the canon. I think, they'll probably always play it. I mean, yeah. It's been some time since we've seen them. I mean, I think 2010 was the last time we saw Metallica.
Y- yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but but yeah, and then of course, Wherever I May Roam. Sorry, I know it's a
yeah,
huge hit. I've always loved it. It's again,
yeah.
it kicks ass. It's a song with peaks and valleys, and uh, it has slower passages and more kick ass rock parts. But like in my mind, it was always like, wow, this is like there. It really is the feeling or describing the feeling of like being in a gigantic band touring the world and like yeah, anywhere I lay my head is stone or shit that wherever I lay my head is home. Fuck, I screwed that up. But yeah, dude, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've never been mad at that song. I've always liked that one. Um,
Yeah. The first, like, I do little sketches, I write little stories and whatnot. This was actually the song that got me on that track. My first original character I ever made was more or less based on who I thought the main character of this song was. It was I thought it was essentially a ripoff of Mad Max and Rambo.
yeah,
This nomad who would just go from town to town and whatnot. I loved this song back in the day. It's so
yeah,
inspirational for all the weirdest reasons.
yeah. I also want to point out before we move on to the next song, like I think honestly, this is some of Kirk Hammett's best work. I really feel like
Oh
he's
yeah.
just great solos all over this record, wah wahing his ass off. But like, it's I think James and Kirk, this is like their defining moment, career wise. Um, this record. Um, you can hear the bass, which yay, that's an improvement on the previous album. Um, you know, um, so yeah, I mean it's yeah. Um, So I do want to talk about the next song. Okay. Musically, I like "Don't Tread on Me" a lot. Lyrically,
Yeah.
indefensible. It is just like the worst kind of just meathead jingoism. Uh, that rah 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 America rules bullshit. And yeah, it's just like middle America. I'm sure just gobbled this crap up. But like, wow, but I have to think like, okay, think about who James Hetfield was in 1991 versus who he is today. He was a
Mhm.
drunk and, like pretty conservative, and it shows. He got, let's not, look, he got sober and he got into therapy and he's become a different guy, okay? But like at this time, man, he really got away with saying some frankly racist and homophobic shit, and people just let it slide, because they were that huge. But but yeah, I mean, this song is
Also, I
kind of
think there was a war going on in 1991 that they were probably, kind of like rah-rahing the troops through. Also, I come from a family with a very long military history, so kind of on the other side of the fence with you on this one, but that's okay. Because
oh
yeah, it's a good song. Lyrics may not be everybody's thing, but I mean that tune. Come on.
oh no, from a composition standpoint, it's great. It's great. But I just think like the attitude that it
Yeah.
expresses is it's overly simplistic, and I just think it's like I'm against nationalism, So I just yeah. Um, but yeah, again, old Papa Het is a different guy now. I'll give him that credit. They wouldn't write this song today. Um,
Probably
uh,
not.
yeah. But then we get into Through the Never, which I've always enjoyed. Great song.
Ooh, yeah. I
One of
honestly
the
think this should have been the closer. I honestly
yeah.
through the never should have been the last track, and I'll wait until we get to the last track to say the rest. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
good.
But I do like Through the Never. It's one of the more kick-ass, just straight-ahead metal songs on the record. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and not much more to say about that. It's just, hey, that song kicks ass. Um, we get into Nothing Else Matters, and I gotta be in the mood for this one. It's a little soft, it's a little wimpy. Liked it back in the day, but I'm like, okay. But it's also, it's Hetfield like starting to like open up and be soft. And it's like he's like, because he's in a relationship with some girl that he started like, oh, never opened up myself this way, because he was really closed off. There's another song that kind of touches on his upbringing that we're gonna get into very soon, and I'll kind of bring on that. But yeah, Nothing Else Matters. I mean, it's a huge song, but I can take it or leave it, to be honest. Favorite song of the album, next track, Of Wolf and Man. This song rules.
Yeah.
Yes. There are not enough werewolf songs in metal, okay? There's a fair amount of vampire shit, but not enough werewolves. And, like, that shit is so rad. So, like, thank you, Metallica, for, like, just this song. I just love Of Wolf and Man. It just kicks ass. It's so great. And the imagery, the transformation, the image that it conjures up is so rad. I'm just like, I'm right there. I'm a werewolf in the song. It rules. I love Of Wolf and Man.
I love throughout the entire album, but this song in particular, the drum tone is so signature. The bass kick on this one, like when it's leading up to "Seek the wolf in thyself," it's so good. I love it. It gets the blood moving.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, this is really Metallica at their musical peak. And again, I don't care that it's not a thrash metal album. It really is, like, this is top 3 Metallica albums for me. Say that. It's a better album than Justice.
Easy.
It really is a better album than Injustice for All. I don't care. But yeah, and then of course, The God That Failed. And this is his very personal song. It's Hetfield talking about his mother died of cancer and suffered the whole time because he was brought up in like a Christian Science household or whatever, or some weird thing where you don't go to the doctor, you don't take medicine or whatever. So like, I don't know what you did with like, what do you about broken bones, So like, anyway, but his mother was very religious. So like, they didn't, she just suffered through cancer and like, because they believed in like faith healing and stuff. And like, surprise, it's bullshit. But his reaction, I think, is correct. And broken is the promise, betrayal. Dang, that is scathing, dude. So like, I love that. I mean, I'm sorry.
The healing hand held back by the deep nail.
Yeah. But like, dude, that is a stronger anti-religious message than the entirety of Deicide's catalog. Okay, like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the personal touch helps, I think. But yeah, it is a great song, and like, wow. No notes. My Friend of Misery, it's a cool song. It's kind of mid for me, to be honest, but it's good. It's got some power,
What I like about My Friend of Misery is we all have been or have had a friend that was a friend of misery. Song captures the feeling of listening to them go on and on and on about petty, annoying bullshit pretty well. Apropos of nothing, this song is almost 7 minutes long.
Really? I didn't even realize that.
6:50, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. For a song that like almost doesn't register in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it's cool, But yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's fine. But then I do like the album closer, The Struggle Within. I think it's just like, okay, it's another power rock, heavy metal song. I like it. Reaching out to something you got to feel. I don't know, it works. It's not Shakespeare, but I like it. But you had some thoughts on this. What was the other song you thought should have closed the album instead of this?
Through the Never. I think Through the Never should have closed it out because it had a bit more of like this like metaphysical sort of feeling to it. Like it was like passing from one reality to another or one space to another. I don't actually know what the song is fully well about. That's just the feeling I get from it. And it was just and the way it kind of fades out at the end just feels like a good ending. This song has always kind of been my like I cut it off at My Friend of Misery or My Friend of Misery. I don't really listen to The Struggle Within very often.
Oh,
I listened to it this time. And I was like, it's kind of an unsatisfying part to go out on in my opinion.
interesting.
But
I
that's just me.
disagree. I
Yeah.
disagree. But I feel like, you know what, you could have swapped those tracks, and I think we'd have a similar. I don't think it would really change the album's feel too much. So
Probably
yeah.
not. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, overall, like, dude, I mean, commercial peak, honestly, creative peak, and they really stretched their legs and went into doing something different while staying heavy metal. Um,
Yeah.
and like, look, if they had just done like Justice Part Two, because they, we had talked about the formula and the structure of the three preceding albums, and I'm like, if they had just done that again, I don't know, it might have not, it might have tanked, even though it might have been really kick ass, like, and had some fast shit. But it's like, I think it's ultimately, I think it's maybe smarter that they broke with the formula on this one, uh, because we got something really special here. Um,
Yeah.
I, I, you
Yeah.
know, I,
Definitely.
I don't see that I'm going to go back to the well on this, anytime soon. But I mean, because it had been quite a while since I'd listened to this record before we talked about it for this week. But however, um, it's a pivotal moment for heavy metal, and probably literally the peak of the popularity of the genre. And in 1991, 92, that's when everything started to change, right? Um, and so yeah, um, we have the Black Album. Overall, Chase, what yeah, final thoughts overall, stuff on this one.
I agree, easily top three, but like I get why people aren't fans of it if you grew up with Metallica, like alongside them, watching them grow, got to that point. But if you're not one of those people, I question why you don't like it. Is it just, oh, it's not thrash? It's like, okay, cool, it's not thrash, but it's still a good heavy metal album or something along those lines. Why I don't get it.
I don't know. I think like most people, I think, always want more of the same from bands that they're into. And some people just like to bitch, like any deviation is just, you just
Fair.
can't handle it. But it kind of makes me think, like, what about the kids who got into Metallica in the Load era? What about the people who got into, like, I literally was driving down the road one day, like, this was years ago, but like somebody was listening to Saint Anger. I'm hearing like Frantic or some song from that, and I'm like, somebody really likes that, and it's interesting. Uh, but yeah, but like I can never hate this because like this is my introduction to this band, you know, and again it was kind of like this is what kind of like was my portal into this world, you know. I God, I could have been a totally different guy, and I'm glad I'm glad I wasn't. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
so
right there with you.
but like Metallica Black Album, like Black Sabbath Paranoid, like that was like the beginning for me, really. And yeah, so yeah, I ain't mad at it one bit. And we'll see how things shake out in the comments section. Um, are we good here, Chase?
Yeah, we are good.
Okay. Well, why don't we get into just we've got some upcoming shows to remind folks about, and then we'll wrap for the day. Let's see. Coming up Wednesday, July 29th, Blood Rot, Battle Cattle, and Violent Insurrection um, I'll be playing at the Blackwater. $10 on a Wednesday night. That's July 29th. Not too bad. It's all a big thrash metal show. Let's see. On Thursday, July 30th, Funeral Chant, Samarius, and Diabolic Oath are playing. It's a night of extreme metal at the High Watermark. Get out to that if you wanna. Um, then that very Friday, the July 31st, 6 Feet Under and Cataclysm will be playing with support from Damage Overdose and Wormhole. That's going to be at the Hawthorne Theater. Get out to that and have a death metal time. Let's see. August 1st and 2nd at the Offbeat. It is Northwest Hardcore Fest. There's like 30 bands playing this. And that I think that's just going to be a great festival. I hope I'll make it out to next year. I'm just can't do it this time. But we got an amazing hardcore scene in Portland. Check it out. So that'll remind people about another festival. August 13th through the 16th in Seattle at the Substation, Sanctuary, Liege Lord, Sacred Blade, Hell Witch Saint, The Accused AD, and a couple of dozen other great traditional power metal, speed metal, thrash metal bands, all classic metal styles represented, and great festival put together by some wonderful folks. Get up to that if you can make it. Let's see. Sunday, August 16th at Pioneer Courthouse Square, Acid Bath with Yob and La Cabra and someone named Sean James are playing, and you can get out and enjoy that if that's your thing. Here's a great show that I have to miss, but I encourage everyone else to go to. Stainless and Solicitor with support from Wizard Cage will be playing Friday, August 21st at Dante's. That is going to be so great. Get out to that. Solicitor is one of my favorite bands in the Northwest. They're so awesome. But let's see. Stainless are great. That very weekend, Saturday, August 22nd, the Mighty Coven will be playing their last Portland show with Jamie on vocals at the Hawthorne Hideaway. They're going to have support from Headless Pez and the great new band Imperiosis. Holy shit, check them out. And local kind of death thrashers, Dead Nexus, who are nice guys. I'm friends with some of them. Yeah, that's going to be an amazing show. Get out to that if you can. But yeah, that is going to be the show for this time. Chase, hit us with the sign off if you wouldn't mind.
Sure thing. Thanks for watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember, Rover, Wanderer, Nomad, Vagabond, call me what you will.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.